Aputure has released the MC Pro for $200. You can pick up the old MC for $90. That's a difference of $110. You could get two MC Pros and still have $20 left over. So, where is the value? Let's find out. Now, before I get into the other features, the main thing that makes this a Pro version is it has DMX and wireless CMRX. And if you don't know what that means, well, I don't know either. Okay, that's not entirely true. I have used DMX for theatrical productions, but for video work, I have not. So what is it worth to me to have wireless CMRX? Well, nothing. I don't use that. I use the Sidus Link. The Sidus Link is fantastic and gives me what I really need. Now, it has some limitations. For example, if I'm going to switch from one scene to another, well, the way the Sidus Link works is it cuts everything out and then restarts everything. It doesn't go smoothly from one scene to the next. A DMX system is different than that. You've got a fader board and then your computer can control it as well, and it can go seamlessly from one scene to the next, to the next, to the next. If you need that feature, well, it's not in the MC, so your shopping is over. You're going to be buying the MC Pro. Now, the big difference between these lights is brightness. The MC Pro is a nice little bright light here at 100%, but at 100%, the MC Pro is 4 times brighter. The MC is bright enough to clip the sensor inside of the camera, and so when used as a practical light, there's not a lot of difference between the two. But when lighting a subject, well, there is quite a big difference between the two. But the big question is it worth $110 for that extra 4 times brightness? And that's a question we're going to answer at the end of this video. Now we'll look at some of the other things that this $200 buys you. It buys you this really fantastic case. I'm a sucker for cases. Now, the old MC came with this really cool case that would actually fit on your belt loop, although I never put it on my belt loop, and it comes with this little carabiner. Also never use that, but it is small and goes into your bag easily. This is a lot bigger, but it's form-fitted and it does a really good job. Yeah, this is a really nice case. So what is a fantastic case worth for me? Well, probably about $15, but this is a pretty decent case, so maybe I'm going to go with $10. All right, now let's look to see what else is in the case. There is this absolutely awesome ball head. When I first saw this, I thought, oh yeah, cheap little crappy ball head, but actually this is really nice. Very sturdy. Love that. And it has a magnet here, and you can take the magnet off, and it has a cold shoe adapter, and then it also has a 1/4-20 thread mount right here. So this can go onto something like this. Put it on a C-stand. Fantastic. Mounts right into the top of the camera, fantastic. And it has this little here, this, which will lock it down onto that cold shoe mount. Very nice. And the magnet is incredibly powerful. So, this goes onto this, and then, okay, that's pretty cool. Here, let me show you that. Yeah, right there. Nice and strong. The ball head alone is probably worth about $30, $35, but because I'm being forced to buy it, I'm going to give it a $20 value. All right, let's see what else we have in the case. Well, we have a USB-C cable, but we have that in the MC. We also have a diffuser. Well, yeah, but we have that in the MC as well. Now, this old diffuser silicone, kind of yellowing, by the way, over the years. I usually just keep it right on here. In fact, you have to keep it on in order for it to go into the case. Well, with the Pro, you actually get 2 diffusers, and you can stack them on top of each other, and they go on just like that with magnets. Yeah, that's very satisfying. So, an extra $5 for the Pro. But here's the accessory that I wish I could get on the old MC, and that is this egg crate. This is great. It is really controlling the light in a nice beam angle. This is a great feature, and it distinguishes the MC Pro over the MC in a big way, and I'm going to give it an extra $25. Yeah, that's how much I love it. 3. Okay. Now, it also has 4 little metal plates that you can stick onto things and then stick the magnets on the back to. And while they're pretty strong, and that's pretty awesome, I think there's a better alternative. I went to Home Depot and I bought this little plate. Actually, I bought a pack of 4, and this allows you to just gaff tape this to whatever that you want, and then this is just the perfect size to put right on it. These, if I'm sticking them on, I'm going to have to like stick them on and make sure I get them right. And if I get them too far apart, whatever, just stick the one thing on and everything will be great. Now, of course, I could stick them on here first, then peel them off, then stick them. But then I've used the sticky on the back, and how many times am I going to do this? Well, I guess you get to do that twice. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And this works perfectly with the MC as well, but because they're in the bag and there's 4 of them, I'm going to give it $1. So what about battery life? Well, I tested that, and the MC came in at 2 hours and 2 minutes. But amazingly, the Pro lasted 6 minutes longer. So what's 6 more minutes of battery life worth to me? Well, probably $6. I then wanted to see which one of these could charge faster, and I really couldn't tell. The MC gives a readout of what the percentage of charging is, but when it got to 99%, it took about another half hour to 45 minutes before it read 100%, so I really don't know what that means. But that's more information than I got off the MC, which didn't tell me anything about when it was fully charged. So I'm not really sure which one of them won, but after about an hour and a half, they both seemed fully charged. But for my test, I let them charge for another 4 hours, just to make sure. Now the MC Pro has a much larger and easier to read screen, but the Aputure does seem to work just fine. Wait a minute. I've been using this for like 2 years and I didn't realize that this came off. Okay, now that I've taken off the plastic protector that's been on there for the last couple of years, it is a little easier to read. Still, the new MC Pro is much, much easier to read. Not only is it larger, there's more pixels in there, and it's bi-colored. You can get red and white, whereas you only get white here. The only complaint I had about the old MC screen is that when I scrolled it, it seemed to scroll the opposite direction than I thought that it would. But I've kind of gotten over that, and it works just fine. Controls on the MC Pro are nicer, the screen is larger, and everything feels a little better. It's really hard to say what a better screen means to me. I mean, it should be worth something, but it's not really going to show up on my work or slow me down any, but I'm going to give it $3. It's probably worth $20, but that's what it's worth to me. Okay, now let's talk about something the MC has over the MC Pro, and that is weight. The MC comes in at about 4.5 ounces, while the MC Pro is almost double that at 8.7 ounces. You can really tell the difference when you're holding them. When I went to Home Depot to buy these little plates, I thought that I had left the MC home because I couldn't tell that it was in my pocket. That didn't happen with the MC Pro. The MC is super lightweight and it fits in your pocket much easier. Well, the MC Pro, well, it'll go in your pocket as well, but I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. Now, the MC Pro is touting an IP rating of 65 for water resistance, which means it can take a splash of water, probably could go out into the rain. It will keep out dust and moisture pretty well. The MC says nothing about those things at all, so that tells me that better not put this in the rain. What is that worth to me? Well, that's probably worth $12. Yeah, I really don't want these getting ruined in the rain. Now, some of the interesting differences between the Pro and the MC is how they handle the color. Here are the pixels used to make 2600 Kelvin on the MC, and here it is 3200. And you can see as I go back and forth between them, basically there's 2 sets. If you dial something in between, well, you'll get a little of each. And that's how it handles the whites. Over here on the MC Pro, this is 5600 Kelvin, and this is 32. So it's using a lot more pixels. It's used some of the RGB pixels as well to enhance that light. If I go in between them, you can kind of see how it changes. And if I go over here to 10,000, well, it's going to put in some blue lights. If I go down here to 2,000, well, it's going to put in some of those red lights. So across the Kelvin scale, the MC Pro is using a lot more pixels to get white light. Well, they have to be doing something because both of these are a 5-watt output. So to get 4 times the power, well, that appears to be some of the voodoo that they're using. That's not a difference in money, but it is something to note. The Pro has 23 special effects, whereas the MC only has 9. Okay, so that's 14 more effects here at 25 cents a piece, gives me $3.50. We'll round that up to $4. So yeah, that's about what those effects are worth. So now that I've made these adjustments, let's see what it's going to cost me to get 4 times the brightness out of the MC. $24. So is it worth an extra $24 to get a light that is 4 times brighter? And the answer to that question is going to be personal, but for me, it is a resounding yes. This is a fantastic light, and I'm really glad that I bought it. So the next question is, which would I rather have, the $200 MC Pro or the $200 MT Pro? To find out the answer to that question, well, you'll need to watch the next video.